the mysterious plague that made people dance themselves to death. Imagine stepping out into the street and seeing your neighbor dancing. Not joyfully, but frantically, uncontrollably, and they can't stop. Now imagine dozens, then hundreds, joining in, dancing for days, weeks, until some literally drop dead from exhaustion. This isn't fiction. This was the terrifying reality in the city of Strasbourg in 1518. It's a bizarre footnote in history known as the Dancing Plague, a moment that reveals so much about the anxieties and beliefs of a bygone era. What could possibly drive hundreds of people to dance themselves into oblivion? Strasbourg, Alsace, part of the Holy Roman Empire, July 1518. This was not a happy time. The region was reeling from years of brutal famine, poverty, and rampant disease. Think plague, leprosy, and the terrifying new arrival. Syphilis, superstition was rife, and life was precarious. People clung desperately to faith, sometimes invoking saints like Saint Vitus, ironically associated with curing nervous disorders, sometimes called Saint Vitus' dance. Imagine the cramped, dirty streets, the pervasive fear of death and damnation hanging in the air. People were living on the edge, physically and psychologically exhausted. It was a powder keg of anxiety just waiting for a spark. That spark came in mid-July. A woman known only as Frau Trophia walked into the street and began to dance. There was no music, just a silent Within a week, something extraordinary happened. Others joined her, first a few, then dozens. Their dancing was just as relentless, just as involuntary. The city authorities were baffled. Consulting local physicians, they dismissed supernatural causes and declared it a natural disease caused by hot blood, believing the afflicted needed to dance the fever out of their systems. The council cleared guild halls, set up open-air stages, even hired musicians to accompany the ever-growing throng. They actively encouraged the mania. It was a catastrophic mistake. The public spectacle seemed only to fuel the fire. The number of dancers swelled to around 400 at its peak. Contemporary accounts describe a horrifying scene. People dancing relentlessly day and night, their feet bloodied, faces contorted in agony or vacant exhaustion. They weren't celebrating, were trapped in a terrifying physical compulsion. Reports claim as many as 15 people per day were dying from sheer exhaustion, heart attacks, or strokes. Imagine the horror of watching your friends or family members literally dance themselves to death, unable to intervene. Finally, weeks into the ordeal, the authorities realized their approach wasn't working. They changed tack completely. Public dancing was banned. The stages were dismantled. They now leaned towards a supernatural explanation. Blaming the wrath of Saint Vitus, the remaining dancers were forcibly gathered and taken on a pilgrimage to a shrine dedicated to the saint, seeking divine intervention and absolution, slowly. Over the next few weeks as September approached, the dancing subsided. The nightmare was over, but dozens, perhaps over 100 souls had perished. So what truly caused it? Modern historians debate theories. Ergot poisoning from contaminated rye bread was once popular, but unlikely to cause such coordinated, sustained dancing. The prevailing theory now points towards mass psychogenic illness, or mass hysteria, triggered by the extreme psychological distress of the time. The famine, disease, and pervasive superstition created fertile ground for such an outbreak. In a community gripped by fear and superstition, her actions trigger a chain reaction amplified by a misguided official response, leading to a bizarre and deadly spectacle. What made them dance until they died? It seems it was a perfect storm. Unimaginable stress meeting deep-seated cultural beliefs, exploding into a physical manifestation the community couldn't control or comprehend. The dancing plague remains a chilling reminder of the power of the mind and the strange paths history can take. What are your theories on the dancing plague? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this slice of strange history fascinating, please hit that like button and subscribe for more explorations into the past. Thanks for watching.